Well, hey there, everybody. It's Michael Osinski.
And it's also Tyler Esselman.
And you are listening to This One Goes to 11.
This One Goes to 11, as you might remember, is me and Michael's podcast, where each week we invite a new friend to our virtual living room to make their case for what they believe is a perfect album.
So perfect that 10 out of 10 just isn't good enough.
How's your week been? Do you have a good week?
It's been fine. It's been.
Yeah.
I'm getting. Dear listeners, we're recording our 100th episode very soon. So we've been been prepping for that. Been listening to old episodes.
A little walk down memory lane.
A little reminiscing going on.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. We're getting very excited for that.
Yeah.
It's I got to say, everybody, it's you're catching us at kind of an interesting time, actually. Michael and I, maybe I'll give them a little peek behind the curtain. Does that seem like maybe we could start there?
Yeah, a little bit. What's been hiding in our inboxes lately?
Yeah, I guess there's like a little bit of admin about this. Is that we have recently started working with a producer, somebody who reached out to us. We've been getting a lot of these emails from different groups, production companies, and things like that. People who've listened to the podcast, and they've reached out and offered a producer partnership. We got several of these, I would say. And this person that we've been working with, they're based in New York, and we have been kind of collaborating with them. And I would say it's been a good relationship so far, don't you think, Michael?
I mean, yeah. I guess I don't know. It's like weird. Like I'm always resistant to change at times. I feel like, but like I know. I mean, we've been doing this. We have so much content. Like we want to get to as many people as possible. So like, yeah, I'm just being honest here. Like I'm good. I'm good to try anything out. Like let's see what we can do.
Right. And so that's what Michael's kind of referring to. And I want to say I totally respect that. And like, this is us being vulnerable here on the pod and saying that we're trying a new thing, not sure how it's going to go, but we're hoping that it bears some fruit. And as such, so Dimitri is the name of the producer that we've been working with. He's made a recommendation to us for a little change to the format that we're going to pilot starting this week. It's kind of a big deal, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah,
I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about it.
It's a little weird, but again, we'll just let's embrace the change.
Basically, we're going to have another co-host on the pod is what we're trying out, and we are our producer Dimitri has connected us with somebody who they think would be a really good fit. Dimitri and his team, somebody they think would be a really good fit to join us on here. Dimitri says they are a very high authority on music, a very experienced in the music industry and music media, which we don't really know what that means. Do you want to tell the people what information we have about this person so far that we're about to allow into the Zoom room?
You mean aside from just like their name and where they're from? Because that's all we have, to be honest.
Actually,
we are really going outside our comfort zone here.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, should I just introduce them? We don't have a bio or anything. Like
we don't. You can go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Well, then I guess welcome to our virtual living room, DJ Jeff Tammy from WGST The Blaze.
Thank you, Michael O-Face Osinski.
Oh. You know what I'm talking about.
Up topic, Mike. Welcome, everyone, to This One Goes to 11, the only Spinal Tap rewatch podcast with your hosts Tyler Esselman and Mike O-Face Osinski.
We're not a Spinal Tap rewatch. We're just like it's a music podcast.
Oh, fair enough. I was wondering how you were gonna try to make 100 episodes out of 88 minutes of footage. So
it would be. I mean, we could do it, but we're not. No, it's not. It's not us. That's not us.
Oh, fair enough.
Hey, Jeff. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm liking the whole dynamic of this.
So you have listened to the show before?
My intern gave me just a quick rundown. Evidently not good enough because I rewatched Spinal Tap last night in preparation.
I see. It sounds like your intern has.
It's my niece.
Your niece, okay. So your niece has listened to all of our episodes?
Evidently, I'm not actually on great speaking terms with her at the moment. There's been a whole thing with her mom. Hey, listen, why don't we check in on Trish? She's up in our traffic copter, letting us know all the accidents and road work on the I-95 Dan Ryan to La Cienega Boulevard. Trish has been in our traffic copter every day for the last 7 years, still has yet to prove the curvature of the earth. I just find that interesting. Trish, how's it looking out there? Okay, I guess we don't have Trish, but that's okay. Big Mike, you wanna continue?
Yeah, Jeff, yeah. Do you have the conceit of the podcast is we talk about music. So like,
yeah. She told me that.
Yeah. So do you have an album that you want to talk about? Like an album that you think is perfect? Maybe.
That's why I like it, Big Mike. That's why I like you. You just want to get right down to brass tacks, and that's what I've got for you tonight. Some brass tacks.
Okay. Yeah. What is it?
Today, I'm going to be presenting for this one goes to 11 Buzz Ballads.
Buzz Ballads.
What is okay?
Buzz Ballads Volume 1. We're not messing with Volume 2.
Okay. So this is okay. I'm looking it up right now since we weren't briefed. We weren't briefed ahead of time on what you were going to nominate. But I'm looking it up.
Wait,
right now.
Is this like one of those compilations or something that they put on cable television commercials or something? Is that what we're talking about here?
That's absolutely what we're talking about here. I don't know if any of you ever watched Comedy Central at 3 a.m. on around the early 2000s, but we are celebrating the 20th anniversary. Back in July of 2025, Buzz Ballads made its way into the culture, and I've got a copy, and one of the best albums of all time. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, nobody's ever really done a compilation album yet. I suppose it doesn't break any of the rules that we've established in this universe.
I mean, it bends some of them, but okay.
I mean, guys, let me put it to you this way: you get an album, you listen to it front and back. You know, let's say something by the Black Eyed Peas. Let's say you want to listen to Monkey Business. Now you're going to buy that album for $15 at the Walmart down the street, and all you're going to want to listen to is My Humps. And possibly Don't Funk With My Heart. So,
yeah.
Wait a minute. What
point are you?
It's Monkey Business.
Hold on, the Black Eyed Peas. He's talking about Monkey Business by the Black Eyed Peas.
Monkey Business by the Black Eyed Peas. This is what I'm just using an example. You're not going to listen to the whole album. Compilation albums are things where they'll be like, all right, we'll take My Humps and we'll put it together with Poison by Britney Spears or something like that, and we're gonna drop things like My Style or Don't Lie. No one wants to listen to that crap. We just want to listen to her Fergie talk about her humps.
Right. Okay. Well. Okay. I think we're moving a little fast here. Like, so Usually at this point we will we'll give our listeners like a little intro to like inform them about the album, but we haven't prepped that here. There's just so many different artists and so many different songs. Like, I guess I don't know what. Like,
we usually do the 60-second intro right now.
You want a 60-second pitch?
Sure.
I mean, we weren't able to prepare one because, like I said, you didn't tell us what album you were doing beforehand, and so if you could do the task today of summarizing this band, it's 30 different bands. It's like 32
bands. Yes.
Yeah, it's many. There's no repeat bands on this. So if you can summarize the artists who made this and the story of this album such as it is. In 60 seconds, I would gladly let you do that.
Well, saddle up, Seabiscuit, because I'm your man. This is pure rock passion, and it's going to take your buzz to the next level. It's Buzz Ballads, the biggest alternative rock power ballads of all time on 2 incredible CDs. You can't get this 2-CD collection in any store. These are the biggest names in rock, belting out their hugest hits, all together on Buzz Ballads. Get Buzz Ballads, because this is what the buzz is all about. To order, call 1-800-375-0770 or log into www.musicspace.com. Rush delivery available. Order now.
Can we say a phone number or a website if we're not sure it's still? Hold on, I gotta see if it still exists.
Wait a minute. You might need to see if it still exists, but I mean, I think that was probably less than 60 seconds.
Yeah, it was less than 60 seconds.
New record on the show.
Musicspace.com doesn't appear to exist, dear listeners. So, like, I think, but like, maybe on eBay. Maybe you could find it on eBay or something.
I mean, I gave you a 1-800 number. I don't know what else they need. We've got phones in our pockets these days.
We do. Wait. So, okay, that was pretty good. Actually, that was actually I don't know. I guess we can just I want to know more about you, Jeff. I kind of like. I guess this does like kind of logically parlay itself into the next part of the.
And before we do that, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Today's episode is brought to you by Faygo Seltzers. That's right, Faygo, the official soft drink of the Insane Clown Posse, is proud to introduce a new line of seltzers with exciting new flavors like cherry pie, cotton candy, and pink eye. Share them with the whole family at your next dark carnival. And if you don't finish a can, don't worry. They are guaranteed not to go flat for 24 hours. That's right. They will not go flat, unlike the shape of the earth. Faygo Seltzers in Dollar Generals everywhere across the Juggalo Nation. Faygo Seltzers.
What does pink eye? Wait, what does pink eye even taste like?
Yeah.
Like,
I think you know what it tastes like, Michael. Up topic, Mike.
I don't appreciate the.
We can't
I don't know what
high five
you're
you.
saying.
We're on Zoom.
I think you know what it means.
Oh my sweet God.
Yep.
What just happened? Michael, what just happened?
I think let's just stick to the formula. Just stick to the formula.
I'm sorry. Okay, Jeff. Well, that was something else. I feel I feel like I'm having an out of body experience kind of right now. But what we typically do is now we would ask our guest to know a little bit more about their relationship with music. So is that a question that you feel like you could answer? Is it like, what's been your relationship with music over the course of your life?
Music?
Yeah.
My relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, I don't know if that was on her birth certificate, but that was on her name tag at the Daytona Hooters. And look, I don't know if I'd call it a relationship, but that 48 hours left me with a lifetime of memories and only 8 toes, so you be the judge.
Is that it? Do you want to say anything else about music? Or
I mean, yeah, she had a treble clef on her inner thigh, but you could only see it when she was wearing the shorts.
Okay. Jeff, where did you discover this album? Or like, can you tell us a little about what impact it's had on your life in some way? Maybe.
Absolutely. So, as I said, I spent a lot of the early 2000s in the Daytona area. And spent a lot of time at various gentlemen's organizations, clubs, if you will, and lost quite a few years. You know, I was doing the early morning show with Robbie and the Coof back there in Daytona. Spent a lot of nights that I just don't remember, but sometimes I would just wake up on the floor of the Holiday Inn with Comedy Central reruns on the background, and they would have this infomercial that is just stuck into my brain. That's probably how I discovered it. I made the call with the last $15 that I had to my name, and put it in my car, and waited for the next paycheck. And
sorry, your paycheck for DJing. That was the only work you were doing at that time through those lost years.
Occasionally, yeah. I would also host roller derbies.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you own a space in which you could do roller derbies, or did you?
No, this was a very utter. It was more just like put some money in the cap. We'll see. We would break into gyms. We would break into to school gymnasiums, and do like a pop-up show, and pass around the hat. Just get a couple of dollars there.
That's kind of badass, actually. That's pretty hardcore.
I tried.
Would you play, like, getting back to the album, would you play, like, was this sort of music that you would play? Like, I don't know. Is this roller derby music for you? I don't know.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. The alternative rock scene in Deltona in the early 2000s wasn't as robust as we have today. So we had buzz ballads at the radio station, and that was about it. So I just had to out of the 32 tracks, about an hour's worth was about 10 songs. So I would just kind of like try to put them on try to not repeat 2 days in a row, and just did that for about 5 to 7 years. Pretty much have the entire album memorized thanks to that. It was a very low rent operation, but I eventually moved up to the Research Triangle area. Yeah, that was more my speed, and where I was until fairly recently.
So you just moved from the Research Triangle somewhere else? Where did you move?
Undetermined.
You're in between places now.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'm not really sure I should, I may or may not have a warrant out for my arrest.
Oh, okay. And how do you know Dimitri, by the way?
Friend of my niece.
Oh, okay. Friend of your niece. Okay, that's
Friend of my niece.
okay.
And may or may not have dealt me some things back in the early 2000s.
Oh, okay. Well, you were maybe this would be a good time for us to.
I think it would be a good time to tell you to tune in tomorrow because we're going to give away 2 free tickets to Philip Wilson, the all-male tribute to Wilson Phillips. You got to be our 29th caller, and all you got to do is... Because that's tomorrow, but don't touch that dial because we are talking albums, Buzz Ballads right now.
Wow.
Can I ask a question about the album again?
Absolutely.
Ask a question about the album specifically.
Absolutely.
The music podcast that we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's called Buzz Ballads, and I recognize a lot of the songs from, I listened to alternative rock radio stations in the early 2000s. Like, this reminds me of a very specific time in my life, and I have to admit, like, I kind of appreciate you bringing this to the podcast, because I do, as a couple of these songs on here, looking at the list here, I'm like, I could, I enjoy these, but like, are they really ballads? Like, what, I guess maybe like, what do you think this album is best for, or like why do you like why should people listen to this album, or how, like, I mean, aside from you listening to it Comedy Central in the middle of the night, like what's this album good for?
This album is good for a lot of things. I mean, you've got the if you want to be sad, you've got the Tori Amos Smells Like Teen Spirit. That's at the very end of the album. Bit of a downer, bit of a Johnny Cash's Hurt, if you will. I'm just gonna say it. You're starting off this album with Live, Oasis, Tonic, and then Bush. And when I think of the early 2000s, I think of Bush, and I think of Bush for 3 reasons: our president, the band, and the third thing that I'm not going to say about on the radio. Up top, Mike.
Jesus Christ! Wow.
Is this? I mean, okay. You could have said it. We sometimes slap an explicit label on our episodes, but I don't. But maybe I should.
I like to dance with the devil when I'm on the radio. You know what I mean?
I think I do.
Okay. Yeah. So sorry. We probably should stay on track here a little bit. Maybe now would be a good time for you. You've said that you know this album front to back.
Absolutely.
And so if I think it'd be a good time for you to tell us what you think your standout track is from Buzz Ballads Volume 1.
First of all, I just want to hear some of y'all's thoughts on
from the album.
On the album, yeah.
Wow.
Like, what are some of your songs? Some of the memories you might remember.
So generous of you to let us say something.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
radio.
That is radio.
Sure is.
Okay. Well, I will go ahead and say that one song that I'm really feel connected to is "Hanging by a Moment" by Lifehouse. Like, I really do like that. I like that song a lot, and it's so early 2000s to me, early aughts, as they say. That it's almost like a didgeridoo at the beginning. It almost sounds like, I know it's not, but it's like yeah, like just that sound. That sound is very nostalgic for some reason. I must have been listening to a lot of Top 40 radio with my family at the time, and that's probably why I heard it a lot. But I do love that song. Unironically.
What a story, Mark.
Great.
Oh shit.
And Michael, what about you?
I mean, I guess, like, I don't know. This is controversial, but I do enjoy that Dishwalla song.
That one's
Counting Blue Cars, aka "Tell Me All Your Thoughts on God." I think I owned that CD in the that would have been the 90s. That wouldn't have even been the early 2000s. So, like, Dishwalla was 90s. So, I mean, aside from that, I don't know. I mean, there's some good songs in here. There's some clunkers too, but I mean, like, it's a compilation, so you're always going to get some of that. But
there's Jumper. We love Jumper. So technically, that one's already been on the podcast on Ashland's episode, right?
That's true. Way back season 1, we talked about Third Eye Blind.
I do like Fastball. Out of my head, people sleep on Fastball. That's a good band. I actually wouldn't call that a.
That's Fastball, right?
No, that's Collective Soul.
That's Collective Soul. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of the early 2000s, as we've already established.
We'll collect us all with the 90s, but...
You know what? I'm going to tell you something, Michael. You know what song I really like is Stabbing Westward, What Do I Have to Do? It kind of has a... You know what I think that band should be called?
What?
10 Inch Nails. Because they take what Trent Reznor's doing and just do it a little bit better.
Define better.
More listenable. I'll tell you that much. Doesn't sound like a dying cat singing about how much he loves being a dying cat.
Oh, okay.
Is that so? You're hurling some shade at Trent Reznor now? Is that what we're doing here?
He may or may not have rejected a high five from me back in Dayton, Ohio. We were in Dayton, Ohio at the opening of a Circuit City, and he was performing, and I was just there doing the hosting duties. Went up top, didn't give me a high five, and I've held it against him for years now.
Damn.
And honestly, I don't think he's that good, and I don't think he deserved those Oscars. But there you go.
Okay,
music is meant to be an orchestra. If you're doing a movie, it's meant to be an orchestra.
Movie
music's meant to be an orchestra.
Listen, Jeffrey. I think there's something about this podcast that I feel like you're not quite getting here, which is like, I mean, we try not to yuck anyone else's yum. That's I can explain that further if you don't quite understand what I'm saying there. Would you like me to explain it further?
Well, if you're not trying to yuck anyone's yum, are you also trying to make money? Because I've got another commercial. Listen, you've heard them on your morning commute. Now see them live at the Sphere in Las Vegas. It's NPR, Live and Dangerous, featuring Ari Shapiro, Alyssa Chang, Mary Louise Kelly, and many, many more. Plus, a not-so-tiny desk concert, a very special This American Life where Ira scores cocaine, an AI hologram David Sedaris, Close-Up Magic with Terry Gross, and a very special Wait, Don't Tell Me where Paula Poundstone does cocaine. And an all-nude, All Things Considered. For 1 weekend only at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Brand new state-of-the-art entertainment facility with a very unique design. So if you look at the Las Vegas skyline and think, is that the building that's shaped like Earth? It's not. You're going to want to look for the building shaped like a sphere, and that's why they call it the Sphere in Las Vegas. NPR Live, get tickets now!
What? I'm sorry. Oh my God. That's... I'm kind of stunned, honestly, right now because I can't tell if this is a bit. If I can't tell, I can't.
You want to make money from this podcast?
Yeah,
you got to read ads. That's where the money is. Sorry,
Tyler. What sort of conversation did you have with this Dimitri person before this episode?
We've exchanged several Instagram direct messages.
So no, what's his email address?
It was I can't remember. It's a string of letters and numbers.
It was definitely at an AOL. I know that.
Yeah, he's definitely at an AOL. Definitely, it was a string. I just thought it was a really secure email address. I didn't think anything of that. I thought, this is said. Sorry, Jeff. Listen, this is going great. I hope you're having a good time so far. Maybe if you could just tell us what you think your standout track is from the album. Maybe we could just keep going. And maybe that would, because we're testing our chemistry. We have open minds here. We'd love for you to play a part in this project.
I would have to say probably my all-time favorite of all of that, of all of these, and they're all great. Listeners, you really should call in and try to order this CD set. But I think probably the best would have to be Santeria by Sublime.
Of course.
Why'd you have to do that, Jeff? Michael's feelings, I don't know. I thought Michael's feelings about Sublime were pretty clear from all the conversations every time they've come up on the podcast.
Yeah, they're smash mouth, but a little bit dirty, and I like it that way.
That's what you like about Sublime?
Yeah, it's like a dirty smash mouth.
Like a dirty smash mouth.
R.I.P. Smash Mouth.
Yeah. Damn.
The rest of them are still alive. It's just that one guy.
I really don't.
Wow. They can still tour.
Okay.
In any case, I guess let's let you listen to a little bit of Santeria by Sublime, much to our chagrin. Here it is.